What's going on, YouTube? It's your boy, CamATL, and welcome back to another NFL Final Look video with your boy for Week 7. Drop a like down below, comment anything in the comment section, enter your name into the $50 giveaway I do every single week on this channel. And subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Started Week 7 out with another bang for showdown. Got the takedown on FanDuel. Almost got the takedown on DK. It was an amazing night once again to start week 7 off with a bang. Let's get that takedown as well on the main slate. If you are interested in joining us for the NFL weekly package and you didn't already get it before the showdown, you can still get it before tonight's college football and get college football added on as well to the package, so you're able to get more. If you wait and you want to get just Sunday and then Sunday night and then Monday, then you can wait till college football starts Saturday and then go get the discounted version. All right. For right now, it's like $4 extra to have college football added on. All right. Anyways, let's go ahead and get straight into this. I'm going to go position by position. We're going to do a full slate breakdown. I'm going to try to keep it around 20 minutes. We're going to go fairly quicker than we normally do because I got a lot of studying for NBA to do as well right after this video. So we're going for that takedown on NBA tonight as well, so I got some work to do. So I'm going to be about 20 minutes here. Sit back, relax, and let's go ahead and get it. If I sound a little squeaky in some way, my nose is fucking stuffed up, so I might sound like Urkel or something. I don't know, but we'll see what happens. Let's go. So starting off at quarterback, let's go ahead and get to it. So there's multiple ways that you could go at quarterback this week. My favorite ways to go so far have been I like a GPP route a little bit here. Now, first and foremost, let's talk about Matt Ryan. One thing I noticed about Ryan that sticks out to me is his Vegas prop. All right. Matt Ryan's Vegas prop is like top 3 highest on the entire slate. Vegas has him for like over 279 passing yards or something like that, which is just behind Mahomes, Matthew Stafford, and those guys. Maybe Brady, I think, too. So he might be like 4th or 5th. But he's priced at 5.7. So if you believe the Vegas talk and all that, I do like this new Miami offense as long as Tua is in. I think they're going to score points at home in Miami. It's a good spot for Matt Ryan to have to throw a lot. And plain and simple, Matt Ryan could fall into value at 5.7. So I like Matt Ryan. He's a solid value. Let's talk about that guy, Matthew Stafford. He is at home in Los Angeles in the Dome going against a horrible Detroit defense. When it comes to safety, you can't do much worse than this. The only problem with Stafford, in my opinion, is that I love Henderson. I love Henderson as well as the Rams are big favorites. So most of the time in situations like this, yes, Stafford can be a reason why the Rams got up big, and then it was all Henderson. But if Henderson vultures one or two of them, that's really going to keep Stafford at a mediocre level, especially if they're blowing Detroit out, which you have to expect will probably happen. So Matthew Stafford is fine. I like him, especially in GPPs. If you want to take that stance of Detroit somehow keeps it close, then at that point you're going to have to run it back with Detroit. And really, the only guy for Detroit worth running it back with is DeAndre Swift. So, not going to have a ton of Stafford, but Stafford feels okay at home in a dome is always good. But if they do blow out, then you're going to have to hope Stafford got 3 touchdowns, and that's why they're up. Next up, let's talk about Patty Mahomes. Why not? Let's talk about Patrick Mahomes. Now you're gonna have to pay for Mahomes at 8-4, but the good part here is this should be a competitive matchup here against Tennessee, and this is a team Josh Allen got over 32 against, almost 33 DraftKings points against this Tennessee defense. Trevor Lawrence almost got 23. It's a fantastic spot for Pat Mahomes. I think he's in a great position here. This game should stay fairly close as well. It's a spot that I'm interested in because of that. Kansas City is projected a 31-point total, and the spread of this game is only 4.5. So it's not a huge difference in spread. So Pat Mahomes is definitely a solid option, pairing him up with a Kelsey or a Hill or something like that, and then running it back on the other side with like Derrick Henry or something like that is completely viable this week. Kyler Murray. I love Kyler Murray every single week because just like Josh Allen, he can give you a solid floor with his feet. This is the highest Vegas total team on the slate. Wait, actually, sorry, Stafford is. The Rams are. But right after the Rams is Arizona. Kyler Murray against Houston. The only negative, once again, here, same kind of situation that kind of takes me off Stafford a little bit, is the spread. Okay, Arizona are 17.5 point favorites. What does that do? That makes this guy interesting to me. That makes Houston's Brandon Cooks interesting to me. Why? Because they're going to be down big and be throwing every single play. Same type of reason why we played Cooks last week. His price did go up a few hundred to 6K, but Brandon Cooks is still in play at his thing. But I just figured I'd talk about that since the spread was so big. Same kind of situation there with like Stafford on the Detroit side, Armon Ross St. Brown, stuff like that are situations where they're going to have to throw a lot. Swift should be good in Draftkings full point PPR scoring as well, having to catch a lot of passes as well. So we'll see how that goes. I don't have a ton of interest in Tom Brady, even though obviously he could blow up, but at 7-7, I'm just skipping that. Obviously, Aaron Rodgers against this worst secondary in the league of Washington. If you want to pair up Rodgers with Devontae Adams, that's perfectly fine. Y'all know my thought process here. A lot of times when I decide if I want to go a quarterback paired up with a receiver, then I will go that pairing with somebody who I'm interested in getting something on the other side. So, with that being said, I don't have much interest on Washington. So the problem with an Aaron Rodgers Devontae Adams stack is that I don't have much interest in Washington. So that would tell me that there's probably a blowout here. As long as my gut is correct, there's probably going to be a blowout here. And yes, Rodgers and Devontae Adams could do their thing, but a lot of times I like to correlate things. I like to, you know what I'm saying? Now it's not a must. You don't have to. Obviously, Rodgers and Adams could still get theirs and go crazy, and Washington, keep it fairly competitive with Heineke having a decent game. Obviously, that can happen, but with this game in Green Bay, that is a worry for sure. I'd much rather probably just go Devontae Adams naked without Rodgers, but we'll see. Lamar Jackson, you can run solo week in, week out. It really does not matter. Now let's talk about this Las Vegas and Philly game because Derek Carr stuck out to me a good bit throughout the week so far this week. They're at home in Las Vegas. Uh, Derek Carr's going against a Philly defense that gave up over 32 to Pat Mahomes, but that is Pat Mahomes. The Philly defense did really good against Sam Darnold week 5, allowing him only 9. Held Tom Brady to about 18.9, 19. Not too bad here. Derek Carr is at home, though, at the end of the day. He is at home. Vegas has that team total at 26, which is pretty damn good. And there's a few guys on the Philly side that you could consider stacking with. Devontae Smith, that's about it. So maybe there. Um, where else are we looking today? I do like this a lot here for Tua and Matt Ryan because either side of this game I'm interested in getting some exposure to. So, like, if I go Matt Ryan and pair him up with Ridley, I can get Waddle on the other side, running it back. So I really like the run back stack possibilities for this game right here. You can really get both sides of this game and feel pretty good about it. Obviously, Justin Fields is going to have to nonstop throw here to keep up with Tampa Bay. He might have a possible breakout game just throwing nonstop here. Heineke will be down, but it's a tough environment to go into Green Bay, man. That's about it. Let's move on to running backs. Let's keep it moving. All right, at the running back position, I mean, there's one king. There's one and only king, plain and simple, y'all. And that is Derrick Henry. Derrick Henry is the one and only king of all running backs, and he is an absolute monster. Okay, they are underdogs, but that's okay because Derrick Henry will get 3 to 5 targets or so. You know what I mean? If they are getting blown out, I don't see it here. I see the game as being fairly competitive, and I see Derrick Henry just shredding them apart. I love Derrick Henry. If you have the money, obviously he's the safest that you can possibly get in cash games, and he's fine to go with. Other options that I've really loved is Darrell Henderson Jr. Once again, I have a lot of love with Darrell Henderson Jr. Just plain and simple off volume. He's going to get you 7 to 22, 23 carries. He can get some targets in the pass game if they're behind. This matchup against Detroit, I mean, over 26 to Joe Mixon, over 30 to Madison, over 25 to David Montgomery, over 41 to Aaron Jones. I mean, Darrell Henderson is a fantastic option. They are refusing to price this dude up too much, so they only added $600 to his price tag. Darrell Henderson, once again, is one of my favorite running backs. If you play Matt Ryan, you can do worse than Cordero Patterson. Especially for PPR reasonings. Ridley is back, so that's going to take some of his pass catching ability away, but he's still an okay option. Let's talk about who else do I want to mention? Chuba Hubbard. Let's talk about Chuba Hubbard because he is still the guy in Carolina. He's going against a Giants defense that gave up over the 24, almost 25 to Henderson, gave up over 28 to Ezekiel Elliott. And Hubbard, plain and simple, is their workhorse. He got 24 carries week 5 against Philly, 16 carries against Minnesota, but they were down the entire game. He did get 3 targets. So Hubbard will get targets in the pass game. He will get plenty of carries here, so he's pretty safe for cash game as well. I like him. Darrell Williams, James Conner is interesting. Um, I like this spot against Houston for James Conner. He's going to get you about 16 to 20 carries here, so I like James Conner as an option. Let's see who else. We have Aaron Jones, who I talked briefly about before. Aaron Jones is in a great spot at home in Green Bay going against Washington. This Washington defense is just bad. They gave up over 23 to Darrell Williams. So if they can do that, Aaron Jones can gash them. So I like that spot for him a lot. Let's talk Leonard Fournette. We're just going through and I'm just talking about the guys that we're interested in this week. Leonard Fournette against Chicago. Leonard Fournette has been getting some good carries, man. He's gotten over 20 carries in 2 of the last 3 games. Um, he's just a solid option here against Chicago. Chicago's done okay versus running backs so far this year. They've actually done pretty damn good, but the situation is great for Fournette here. He has looked great recently. He's getting a good amount of carries, and Tampa Bay, the biggest part is Tampa Bay will be up a majority of this game, so you're going to see a ton of handing it off to Leonard Fournette and Ronald Jones, and they obviously love Leonard Fournette more. So expect another 20 plus carries out of Fournette here, and if he can get in the end zone once or twice once they're up already, then it's going to be a great spot. I talked about DeAndre Swift. Obviously, keep an eye on Swift. Make sure he's good to go. Keep an eye on that. He was limited all week, at least through Thursday. We'll see how Fridays goes, but I like this spot for Swift, man. He's still one of the highest targeted running backs in the entire league. He averages about 7 targets per game. I mean, so he's a well targeted running back. I mean, plain and simple, especially for DK scoring. I mean, I could see 20 plus out of him here against the Rams. It's a tough matchup for sure, but this is a matchup Edmonds took advantage for almost 21 DraftKings points. He's a pass catching back. So DeAndre Swift could have a good go here. Outside of that, by the way, if Chase Edmonds ends up missing, that's another bump to James Conner as well. So pay attention to that situation. Pay attention to the Antonio Gibson. He's been limited all week. Pay attention to him. And obviously, that's going to be one of the biggest keys is paying attention to injury stuff and taking advantage of where you can. All right? Okay. Wide receiver. Let's move on. We're at the 12-minute mark. We're making good time. All right, wide receivers. Obviously, Devontae Adams killed me last week, but I have a very short memory when it comes to DFS. I play the best people in the best spots for cash games and with the upside of GPP, and that's got to be Devontae Adams. Now, I know if I end up possibly playing Devontae Adams this week and he gets me like 12, everybody in the world's going to come to me on Twitter and tell me how they knew that was going to happen and they knew he was going to suck. You know what I mean? But yet when he drops 30, 35, nobody says a word about it. You know what I'm saying? Like last week, I had so many professional NFL DFS players who came in. These so-called professionals came in on Twitter talking about how they knew he was gonna suck. How could you like Devonte Adams? Like, what kind of question is that? What kind of like? How can you even give me advice to tell me Devonte Adams week in week out is not a good play? I don't give a shit about his price. Y'all know me. I'm a single entry cash game guy. Yes, GPPs are cool and all that, but I like to cater towards single entry cash games. In turn, Devontae Adams is one of the best single entry cash game players that you can play every single week, especially if you have the value like Ricky Seals Jones like we had last week. So I just like look, man. If any of these plays I talk about don't do well, you know what I'm saying? Then that's just DFS, okay? Like I get it if you feel good about yourself, if you're listening right now and you're like, "Oh, he's going to be wrong on that," and you end up wrong and you want to come back and tell me how stupid I am in the comment section like everybody does every week, then that's cool, do your thing. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, dude, like relax. You know what I mean? Like, just like calm down. I understand everybody in this industry is a professional, but just calm down a little bit. I'm just giving my opinion on my favorite plays. All right, I can have my opinion just like you can have yours, and it is what it is. So, but yeah, Devonte Adams, he's in play every single week. Let's be real, okay? I know you guys out there, are saying exactly what I was just saying, but my uncle is calling me right now, knowing I'm doing this video. Not sure why, but anyways, yeah. So Devonte Adams, amazing spot, obviously. Tyreek Hill is banged up. Pay attention to that. He has not been practicing. If he misses, Travis Kelsey's going to be fantastic. Jalen Waddle is a guy that sticks out to me going against Atlanta. I really, really like this spot at home in Miami. With Tua back at quarterback, he's going to get those targets. So I really like Jalen Waddle. Cooper Kupp, the only issue is blowout here. That's the only down part that I can consider here with him. He is damn close to Devontae Adams pricing. It's close. It's hard. It's hard. Cub has been absolutely amazing though, and this is a huge blowout situation. If the game stays close, Cub's going to break the slate, and that is a scary thing to fade. Um, Calvin Ridley, if you're going Matt Ryan, you got to pair him up with Calvin Ridley. He's in a great spot here against Miami once again. Really love that spot. Chris Godwin, especially if like Antonio Brown doesn't end up practice, like he's been missing practice all week. If Antonio Brown misses, Chris Godwin at 5'9" will be a solid option as well at home in Tampa Bay. Once again, this is a lopsided game, so they might not have to throw a lot. A lot of times you want to play guys who possibly are probably going to be behind. Sterling Shepard has returned back to the injury report, so keep an eye on that. Kenny Galladay will be missing, so if Galladay does in fact miss, Sterling Shepard's going to be incredibly highly targeted, and he's only 5'6". He once again got 14 targets last week. On top of that, you've got Tony probably missing. Actually, he is missing. He's doubtful. So this is a fantastic spot for Shepard to really smash here. So Sterling Shepard is in a fantastic position to me. I really love him in cash games, especially on DK full point PPR. Who else do I want to mention? Robert Woods, if you believe that game could stay close, Woods could do well. Jacoby Myers is always a guy that I like a lot in single entry cash games, especially because of his volume and it being full point PPR. He gets a consistent amount of targets. One of these days he'll get in the end zone. Maybe not for another 10 years or so, but he'll get in the end zone one day. It's a solid matchup against the Jets that gave up almost 15 to Tim Patrick. So Jacoby Myers should be in a solid option. Question is are the Jets going to put up a fight to where New England's not great? So the spread is close. So it should be a game where they should throw a good bit. We'll see what happens. But I could end up seeing this game. I really could see this game end up leaning heavy on the run. But we'll see. All right. Anything else? That's about it, man. We've talked about pretty much everybody. If you like Las Vegas, which I do, Hunter Renfrow is a solid option. Obviously, running back with Devontae Smith is a solid option as well at 5'4". They are some good prices on these guys as well. Renfrow is 4'8". Devontae Smith was 5'4", so it's a solid spot. All right, tight end. If Tyreek Hill misses, Travis Kelsey's going to be fantastic. Now, Kelsey, unlike Hill, has been getting at least the limited practices. That would tell me he is at least going to play. So, especially if Hill is out, Kelsey might possibly be locked if Tyreek Hill is out. And then I will honestly consider going Mahomes and Kelsey together. If Hill is out, that really makes that stack super powerful, and I might possibly lean on that route. I'm expecting Gronk to miss again, so I'm not super involved in that. Darren Waller, if you're going with the Vegas stack, Waller and Renfro together with Carr is obviously a good way to go. The Atlanta stack of Pitts and Gesicki, both of these guys are fantastic options. I love them both. Pay attention to the situation with TJ Hawkinson. He's been limited all week. Pay attention to that. We'll have some value if he ends up being out. Let's see. Who else do I want to talk about? Zach Ertz. Zach Ertz making his debut with his new team in Arizona. Having Murray throwing him the ball is going to be fantastic. A big upgrade from the guy that he used to have, Hurts. Ertz is in a fantastic spot here. I really like this spot for him, man, at 3.9. They're huge favorites, so it's not really, it doesn't necessarily make me love the pass game a ton, but there's a reason, there is a way they're going to get up. Now, if they end up getting up through the pass, then it's going to be great. I could see them possibly wanting to get Ertz acclimated and really, start utilizing him in this offense from day one. So we'll see what happens. But yeah, Ertz is interesting to me for sure. That's about it, man, for tight end. Defenses wise, let's see. For defense, we're at the 20-minute mark almost, so perfect timing. I like the Cardinals a lot because they will be up big and Houston will make mistakes. I already made that known in the first look lineup. If you have the money and you just want to say YOLO, I'm going to spend up this week. Rams against Detroit, obviously, another situation they're going to be up big. Buccaneers. This is a week like none other this season. There's some pretty cut and dry, big time defensive options this week that could go crazy. Buccaneers, again, big favorites against the rookie Fields. Packers defense against Washington. There's many spend up options that you have. If you're spending down, I would probably the lowest I would go is probably going to be the Cardinals. And then if I spend up, I mean Rams, Bucks, Packers, those are all options. My preferred three, actually I'll make it four. My preferred four is Cardinals, Rams, Buccaneers, and Patriots against the Jets. All right, because the Patriots tend to make life tough on rookie quarterbacks. Zach Wilson could throw another 5, 6 picks or so. But anyways, that's about it, y'all. Hopefully, I was able to touch on everybody you guys were curious about. Have a great weekend. Have an amazing week 7, and let's smash NBA tonight and some college football later on tonight. And let's get it. Peace out, y'all. Thank you for joining me. I'm out.